What's good, guys? Back again with another video. Basically today we're going to be assembling the block for the Odyssey. I have the crank, the new crank. I get everything from the junkyard. I get the head that I need. I get damaged, so all the stuff check out good. So I want to assemble the block today before I start dealing with the head, so I could get some parts off the table. So the block will be assembled, then the crank and all that stuff will be off the table. The rods, all of that, pistons will be in the block. So the next step will be me doing the cylinder heads, putting in the new valves, grinding the valves, all that stuff. So let's go. Basically, this is the block. I get it clean as good as I can. And also, before you put your crank in, make sure you put your oil squirters in. You torque these to 12 foot-pounds, but I feel 12 foot-pounds is too much for these little bolts. So I went a little less, because if you torque it to 12, it feels like, the thread's gonna strip. So what I did is I went hand tighten instead of torquing it, because I don't want to strip those holes, the threads, because if I strip that, then I need a block. So I went ahead and did that hand tighten and put a little blue Loctite, and then that's good. So I already got in the new bearings and stuff. I gotta go get the caps over there, get those wiped down and put in the bearings in those also, get the crank wiped down, and then I can go ahead and start assembling the block. So let's go. Alright guys, now we're going to go ahead and put in the crank. So I'm gonna go ahead and oil up the surfaces. I already got the caps with the bearings there already installed. Got the thrust bearings right there, so perfect. Alright, now we're gonna put in the thrust washer bearing. Make sure you put the slots with the two lines facing the crank, not the block, facing the outside. Alright, so let's go ahead and get these bolts torqued down, and then we'll move ahead and start assembling some stuff in the front, maybe like the water pump and little stuff. Oh, I gotta get the bolts. There are bolts that go on the side, gotta get those in also. So before I torque it down, I'm gonna go ahead and install those, so when I torque it down, the threads lined up with the bolts in instead of out. Because if I torque it down, then the holes may be off. So those also help support these, so they go on the side here. So let me go ahead and get them quick. Alright guys, these are bolts here that go on the side. Some are longer than the next, so you just gotta make sure you put them in the right order. So I think these ones is these. Make this long one go there. And this one go there. That one go there. So if you look at all of the bolts, this should be equal length. See, all of them should be the same equal length without it being threaded. See, like that. So you stop there. That one stop there. That one stop there. So all you gotta do is make sure you check. Make sure you put them in the right order. So let's go ahead and tighten them down. Alright guys, what I'm gonna do first is torque the top bolts first, so it pulls it down, and after do the side. So let me go ahead and find the torque specs, and then I'll be back. Alright guys, now we're gonna torque the main cap. Alright, we got the crank torque. Now we can go ahead and torque these. Alright, now we're gonna torque these down. Alright, now that it's done, we can move forward and start assembling other stuff, and then it should be good. Alright, now we're gonna attempt to put on the oil pump. We gotta put some RTV.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
So let's go ahead and put in the bolts. Alright, now we're gonna torque the bolts. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get the oil filter housing right here. It goes right here, and the new gasket. Alright guys, this gasket for the oil filter housing. The part number right there. And then it goes in between there. So let's go ahead and install that. So like this. I don't know how this goes. Seems like it's wrong or something. I think something is wrong here.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Yeah, I don't even know if this is supposed to have that. I don't know, but doesn't look right. Let me go ahead and check it quick. All right, guys. Online, I see some of these don't have the strainer in the middle, which is removable, which is this, and then some do. So this one, particular one, don't use it, so I don't need it. But even if you take it off, and if you flip it the other way and try to use this alone, it still don't fit over. You know, this, should be a little bigger, but that way this part fit in the groove in here, but it can't work. So all I gotta do is fit it like this and then put it on. So let's go. Alright, we got that on. So let's move on to the next. Alright guys, now we'll put on the water pump and put on the gasket. And from silicone, just to get there. So let's go ahead and install it. Now I'm gonna put on the timing, what do you call it? Tensioner. So let's go ahead and install it. Wow, look at that. Brand new water pump broke. That means quality is poor. So, see? I didn't even put it tight, so yeah, quality is poor. So, gotta take it off. Okay, so just went ahead and ran with the old one. The old one looked new. If you look at it, it's a Honda brand, so let's see if it's gonna break this time, because I didn't really put it that tight, so let's see. Alright guys, this bull here is 19 pounds and this one is 33, so let's go. Alright, those two are good to go. Now I'm going to try and see if I can install the seal in the oil pump and then see what else I can install. I'm going to put on the gear. They have a guard that go around here, so I may have to put on the time belt first, then the guard, and then let's see what else I got to do. So let's go. Alright guys, I went ahead and got the rear cover installed. Just got to get the seal. So I didn't get to record it because my toolbox decided to fall. Basically, I had it like sideways and the drawer was open with the sockets and it just tipped over. So I had to spend some time fixing it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting in the pistons, and then that way the short block can be done. But first I gotta put in the crank seal and then it should be good to go. Alright guys, we got the crank seal in, got the gear in with the keyway and the washer. So I'm gonna go ahead now, get the timing belt on routed, and then put on this little bracket that goes here. Basically like it keeps the belt on like a guide. So let me go ahead and get it quick and show you guys. Alright guys, this is the timing belt and this the bracket of turning it out of the belt. So I guess I have to put on the belt first. First you gotta make sure your arrow is facing forward to the front of the car. So. Put it like that, and then this bracket goes forward. I don't need a time belt, but just put it on just to have it on so I don't have to fight with it. So. So next is the rods and pistons. I gotta get those on. Got them brand new in the box, so let's go. Alright guys, these are the new pistons here. This is the part number, standard size, standard bore. So new clips, new rings, wrist pins, everything brand new. There's 6 pistons, so let's go ahead and assemble the rods and oil up the pins, wrist pins, put on all the clips, and then should be good to go. And then I also put the bearings in the rods. Alright guys, I already got the bearings in the rods, so now I'm just putting the clips and the pistons on one side so I can put the wrist pins in. Alright, basically how I took off the pistons off of these rods. See the numbers here? There's a number on one side, the number will face the back. So pistons this way, numbers to the back. So when I put it on, it'll be something like this. So let's go ahead and start installing them. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the pistons in the order that it goes. Alright, so there's the first rod. It's a number. Basically, this way is the back, so it's like that. So piston already facing this way. So what I'll do is get some oil. Make sure you lube it all up. So piston facing that way, and I got my numbers like this. So put it in here first. Put it back on. Got it in like that. And take the pliers and you clip. Alright, that's in. So everything moves freely. So I'll do the rest, and then after that we'll put on the rings and then it should be good. Alright, now I'm gonna put in the oil rings. we're basically good to go, and we're ready to assemble the motor. And so let's go. I got my piston compressor right there, that blue thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and oil up the rings and get them set. So let me go ahead and take off the cap. Since it goes like this, I'm gonna put the cap sideways like this in the cardboard. That way I don't get the direction mixed up. Okay, take some oil, put it all over. Guys, I'm happy to say that I got the short block done, all the pistons in. The only thing I gotta do is torque the rod, connect the rods, and put on the oil pan, the tray that goes underneath, and the pickup tube, and then I should be good to go. And then next is to do with the heads. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.